Running, the program that showcases athletes in action. One of the grandest starts in all of road racing gets a record field to the course in the 35th Freihofer's Run for Women 5K in Albany. At the front, a world-class field battles the heat, hills, and each other. The Celebrate Israel Day Parade is one of the most festive of the dozens that head up Fifth Avenue, and the day begins with a spirited run in Central Park. Today, it's all things Israel. The Oakley New York Mini 10K gets you in gear quickly. The elites shoot out, the rest happy to follow. And some welcome fashion statements in the festival area. The New York City stop in the J.P. Morgan Corporate Challenge Series brings company pride to the starting line. And a little sweat on that company T-shirt is a testament to your effort. The Shelter Island 10K is for those who like the challenge of a change. The sea breezes whisk you along on this classic waterfront course. No butterflies in your stomach at this starting line. Leave your hard-edged attitude at home and get into the suds. The 5K Foam Fest in Tuxedo Park gives you and your team a chance to get really involved. Portugal Day runners are off in Central Park and can dream of a visit to Europe's West Coast. Sample some of the gourmet treats after you finish. Portugal, passionate, genuine, friendly. First and 3.1 miles to go in New York Giants Run of Champions at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Run to daylight when you see the end zone. Celebration penalties encouraged. A commitment to the next chapter of their lives as wounded veterans take on a new challenge in the Achilles International Hope and Possibility 5-miler. For many, the finish line here marks a new beginning. A record field of over 5,000 head out in the 35th running of the Freihofer's Run for Women 5K in Albany. It's a festive scene in this, one of the top women's only events in the country. A world-class field is at the front in this IAAF Bronze Label event. Kenyans and Ethiopians pull the field in the early going. There are hills up ahead in Washington Park. Dorota Gruka of Poland leads Sherry Piers of the United States in the Masters competition. Gruka is the defending champion. Number 20, Esther Chimtai of Kenya is aggressive at the front. The elites are already well strung out, likely due to the 5:05 first mile pace. Gruka and Piers go shoulder to shoulder in the Masters competition. Piers is the mother of 5 and was the first American in the 2012 Boston Marathon. In Washington Park, left to right, it's Esther Chimtai, Isabella Ochichi, and Emily Cabet. Temperatures are pushing 80 degrees, so this is no time to throw in a surge. But Gruka does just that and opens some daylight on Piers. The 3 leaders circle back and are greeted by the tail-enders on their way out.
2013, and they're underway.
The last time we saw number 17, Emily Cabet, was at the most recent World Cross Country Championships, where she made a tactical move late in the race to seal her victory.
The gap. Can the Kenyan come past her? It's a brilliantly spirited, well-timed performance, and Emily Cabet.
On the 600 yards finish stretch, Cabet, who set a world course record here in 2010, shows her racing savvy and decides it's time to move. She slowly accelerates and puts ground on Chimtai and Ochichi. Slightly off her course record pace, Emily Cabet will take the victory and the $10,000 winning prize. The Freihofer's Run for Women 5K in Albany. A great tradition, an event where thousands of women have launched their running and fitness careers. One of the biggest and most festive of special days in New York City, Celebrate Israel Day. A Fifth Avenue parade showcases all things Israel. Earlier in the day, the Celebrate Israel run begins with the Israeli anthem. Presented by the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York. Not just a 4-mile road race, but a chance to use your imagination to tour some of Israel's great sights.
Central to us that we celebrate Israel, whether you're able to travel there or not. Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East. It's the central democracy in that part of the world. It has a very vibrant democracy. Their values very much are American values. Their values are very much New York's values. And that's what we love about the partnership we have with Israel. You don't have to be Jewish to celebrate Israel, and I think it's being borne out today with the 6,000 or so marchers that are running right by us, behind us here, as well as the 35,000 marchers coming up the avenue a little bit later. You have the Mediterranean Sea if you wanted to go swimming. You have the Dead Sea where you can't sink, you can only float. Go down to a lot where we started our race today, because as you run through the race, every mile marker is a different city. Just beautiful blue seas. And up in Haifa, which is the port city of Israel, beautiful scenery, just an amazing place.
The Celebrate Israel Run, presented by the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York. Coming up, it's Big Blue Country in the New York Giants Run of Champions 5K. That blue singlet makes you feel like an all-pro. Up next, Central Park West is filled with women on the move in the Oakley New York Mini 10K. It's all quite fashionable. Nearly 6,000 women get ready for the fun and games of the 42nd Oakley New York Mini 10K. The Mini is the original women's-only road race. A start at Columbus Circle, then up Central Park West before heading into Central Park. Ethiopia's Mamitu Daska throws in a surge right away, daring anyone to stay with her. With the major hills of the park up ahead, the chasers are hoping Daska's move was foolhardy. The total prize purse of $35,000 will be sorted out in the miles ahead. Two-time Mini winner Lynette Masai, closest to the camera, decides that she cannot let Daska get away, and the two duel for several miles. For over 4 decades, the Mini has been a proving ground for the elites and the very first race for thousands of women who now embrace the sport. After a first mile in 5:08 through 5K in 15:54, it's Masai and Daska. Gemma Steele of Great Britain and Diane Nakuri Johnson of Burundi chased the two leaders. The only major hill in the last 2 miles of the course is a downhill. And it's always easier to be a chaser than to be chased. Leave the stopwatch at home. The field enjoys the spectacle at their own chosen pace. With 2 miles to go, Daska makes a move on Masai. A tactical move, and Masai can't go with her. Mamitu Daska accelerates away from the field and takes it to the tape for a $10,000 payday.
She will win the 2013 New York Mini 10K. Unofficial time 31 minutes 47 seconds.
Lots of happy finishers will cross that line in the coming hours, then a medal and a rose.
Oh, great, what do you say?
The Oakley New York Mini 10K. Join the party next year and make your own fashion statement. 13 cities, 7 countries, 5 continents. The J.P. Morgan Corporate Challenge Series, the New York City stop. The series, now in its 37th year, is more vibrant than ever. 15,000 pour into Central Park for some street-level team building and fitness. To participate, you must be a full-time employee. A chance for those in the mailroom to upstage the CEO. First-class co-sponsors elevate the race night experience and make positive impressions that last long past the finish line.
We make everything fun, we make everything really interactive. I mean, Equinox is really about bringing fitness to life and not doing things in a formulaic way, being innovative and having people really achieve results. So I think people get really excited and really motivated with what we're doing because it works and people want to be a part of it and people are happy to be doing what they're doing.
The 3.5-mile race distance is just long enough to make you wish you had done a little more training.
It's just a great gathering of business people who care deeply about the city, about health and vitality, and all those sorts of things are exactly what Fortune stands for by pursuing excellence in business and career and personal life. You're going to just succeed at a higher level. Fortune's tagline is our insight, your success.
With USA Today, what we try to do is we relate to the consumer in a very straight to the point type of way. But we just don't cover the news. We cover all aspects of people's everyday interests, their passions. And what we try to do is we try to bring the most up-to-date content that we can to our users.
This New York City event is a benefit for the Central Park Conservancy's Central Play campaign, which will reconstruct and enhance the park's 21 beloved playgrounds.
The fact that we can give back to our city that we love so dearly in so many meaningful ways, and to be able to benefit truly everyone, I mean, this is every person's park, is a great, great gift that we can give back to the city.
Doesn't matter where you are in the company, you come out, you run, you have a good time, and everybody's very supportive. It's part of what I like about our company, but it's great to see everybody out.
On the back of the distinctive New York Life t-shirt, be the one to start a tradition.
Well, how about this is my first race, so I was very excited about that. It's this idea that, you know what, those traditions come from somebody taking the first step, doing something great, and then you kind of build from that, and that's, a lot about what our company's about.
The JP Morgan Corporate Challenge Series. For you, for your team, for your company, for Central Park. Lots of winners. It's your company. Run it. So near and yet so far. To an East End jewel for the 34th Shelter Island 10K run. A start in the center of the island and then a counterclockwise circuit. East Enders mark this event as the beginning of their summer. So the quicker you can get to the finish line, the sooner your summer begins. The event is a benefit for East End Hospice, the Shelter Island 10K Community Fund, and the Timothy Hill Children's Ranch. The theme of the race, overcoming obstacles. Thanks to the Shelter Island Police and Fire Departments for assisting with our coverage. Unmistakably Shelter Island, the course leads you to wander between the water and the stately mansions lining the waterfront. Breaking the 29-minute barrier is Ayeli Faisa of Ethiopia. Then it's Katie DiCamillo of Rhode Island. A finish on the gentle grass field is another Shelter Island treat. Then a medal and an annual tradition to be embellished as years go by. The Shelter Island 10K for road racers who like the challenge of a change. Up next, it takes a certain individual who likes to go through the equivalent of a washing machine cycle without the spin dry. Right away, you know the rules of engagement require a different mindset. The accoutrements of competition are unique for a 5K. And you go to the starting line asking, why not?
Why not?
Winners to the end in this quasi-fitness obstacle endeavor that draws from across the spectrum of adventurous edge players.
3, 2,
The 5K Foam Fest, the Tuxedo Park, New York stop. The foam isn't to be avoided or eaten. It just helps to move you from one stop to the next. More of a hike than a cross-country run, Waves head out at regular intervals and take whatever comes around the next bend. Foam fests are held throughout the country, with more than 25 events this year and more on the drawing board for next year. Getting foamed for charity. The beneficiaries include the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Special Olympics, and Big Brothers Big Sisters. The clarion call once you're up the first hill, go Foam Fest! Go Foam Fest! Another, girls get dirty! Girls get dirty! Green and mud seem to mix well. Monkey Irish! Just enough of a hike to reward those who like hill running. The rest are only looking for the downhills. The death drop awaits as you near the finish line. The ride down is a little quicker. Yeah! To get that medal, you must slide your way across the finish line. Here is the one place on the course where speed is important. A hard day of foaming requires the appropriate post-race refreshment. The 5K Foam Fest, for the dirty in all of us. Natalie Perez sings the anthem to start the festivities of Portugal Day in Central Park. And the student band Grupo de Cortes really gets you in that get-up-and-go frame of mind. Portugal, world runners since the 1400s, invites participants to test themselves on the Central Park course and savor a taste of Portugal in the festival area.
We're very hospitable. We have great food. Our country is beautiful. We have lots of art and culture. It's small. We have over 10 million people. It's a little paradise. We have the best beaches in Europe and the best golf courses, and lots of art and culture and festivals. We have castles. We have 2 full marathons, Porto and Lisbon. We also have 2 half marathons.
Portugal, Europe's west coast, calls metro area runners to come over for a visit and bring the kids. Portugal, passionate, genuine, friendly. Big Blue is at the top of the standings on this day. The New York Giants Run of Champions 5K greets the festive crowd with teases for the upcoming football season. For most, the kickoff can't come soon enough, but let's knock out a preseason 5K first.
On your mark.
A start in the parking lot at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. A chance to show your blue blood and meet some of the Giants' great players, including number 77, Eric Dorsey, number 38, Joe Morris, and number 87, Howard Cross. The 5K, a mostly flat course around the stadium. A few months from now, this lot will be packed with tailgaters, warming up for the action inside. Seasoned road racers are joined by first-timers who want to be part of the Giants experience. The hills will get you ready for the fourth quarter. Once inside the stadium, the runners circle the field. At the same time, lots of activity on the 50-yard line. The New York Giants Run of Champions 5K, the first victory celebration of the season, but by no means the last. Up next, the Achilles International Hope and Possibility 5-miler gives wounded vets a chance to show their hearts, and we are with them. Ready to go, many veterans, some just back from Afghanistan, are ready to go in the 11th annual Achilles International Hope and Possibility 5-miler. The event has grown to include anyone with any type of disability.
We have a large number of recently wounded veterans. These are people who were wounded in Afghanistan, and this is typically their first race. And what we're doing is we're getting them prepared to do the marathon sometime later in the year. We also have our first runner from Boston. This is we have a program, it's called the Boston Project, and we have a goal of 10 of the recently wounded spectators from the Boston massacre doing the Boston Marathon in 2014. Then the importance of Achilles is the concept of mainstreaming. In other words, we want people with disabilities to compete with the general population.
The mission of Achilles International is to enable people with all types of disabilities to participate in mainstream athletics in order to promote personal achievement, enhance self-esteem, and lower barriers to living a fulfilling life. The Achilles International Hope and Possibility 5-miler, giving and getting inspiration and a celebration of the human spirit. I'm Lisa G. Get up and get going.